I'm Sebastian, 29, a VR game designer in Austin's East Side. Rain streaks my car window, neon lights blurring as I sob, whispering, they broke me, but I broke them back. My days? Coding in my loft, fairy lights flickering, sipping oat milk lattes at Joe's Coffee. But my parents, Sienna and Kale, they gut me. They mock my invisible partner, Nova, praising my cousin Jackson instead. Their words sting like burnt coffee, my hands tremble on my keyboard. I was their punching bag, until I wasn't. Let me tell you how it all fell apart. My parents, Sienna and Kale, always had a knack for cutting me down. They'd text our family group chat, Sebastian's girlfriend Nova? Probably his VR headset. Their laughs echoed at last year's barbecue, champagne flutes clinking, the smoky tang of brisket in the air. I'd spent $3,500 in 4 months planning that family reunion, renting a Zilker Park pavilion, curating a playlist, even hiring a caterer. All to prove I was enough. But Sienna gushed, Jackson's startup is the real star. Jackson, my cousin, with his Tesla and smug grin, got every nod. I stood there, heart sinking, the Austin sun burning my neck. Sienna's jabs weren't new. At Thanksgiving, she'd smirked, no +1 again, Seb, while passing the cornbread. Kale would chime in, when's this Nova showing up? Or is she too busy coding? They didn't believe Nova existed. She's an AI artist, private by choice, and I respected that. But their mockery twisted the knife. I'd pour hours into client calls, my loft glowing with code, just to hear them praise Jackson's real life. My throat tightened every time. I thought the reunion would change things. I saved for months, skipped nights out, my eyes stinging from late-night emails. I wanted them to see me, really see me. The pavilion smelled of cedar, string lights swayed, and I felt hope. But Sienna's voice sliced through, Sebastian, where's your mystery girl? The crowd chuckled. My chest ached, like I'd swallowed glass. I smiled, said nothing, but inside, I was crumbling. Then came the big family party at a downtown rooftop venue. I planned every detail, spent another $1,000, thinking, this is it. They'll respect me. I could already hear the music, feel the warm July breeze. But something was coming, something that would rip my heart apart and set me on a path I never imagined. You won't believe what they did next. The rooftop party was my last hope. String lights glowed, Austin's skyline sparkled, and the July heat clung to my skin. I'd spent $1,000, planned every detail, DJ, charcuterie boards, even a photo booth. My heart raced as Sienna raised her glass for a toast. Then it happened. A projector flickered on, flashing Sebastian's invisible date in bold letters. Memes of empty chairs and VR headsets scrolled, Sienna smirking, maybe Nova's in the metaverse. Kale roared, when's she arriving, Seb? 2050? The crowd erupted in laughter. My face burned, vision blurred, tears stung like acid. I gripped my glass, the bitter wine coating my tongue. Whispers spread, cousins, aunts, even strangers snickered. My phone buzzed with TikTok notifications, hashtag Sad Sebastian trending locally. My reputation, my work, my pride, shattered in seconds. Sienna caught my eye, not sorry, just smug. Lighten up, it's a joke, she called. My chest tightened, like I'd been punched. I wanted to scream, but my voice was gone. I whispered, I'm done, and slipped toward the exit, the humid air choking me. Their cruelty wasn't just personal, it was public, viral. My VR clients would see this. My friends. Nova. I felt hollow, like my heart had been carved out. But as I stepped into the elevator, something snapped. I wasn't running. Not this time. I didn't know how, but I'd make them regret this. You won't believe what I did next. The elevator doors closed, muffling the rooftop's laughter. My heart pounded, tears still wet on my cheeks, but rage burned hotter. I wasn't their joke anymore. Outside, Austin's humid night wrapped around me, the city's neon pulse matching my resolve. I pulled out my phone, hands shaking, and called Nova. They humiliated me, I choked. Her voice, steady like a lighthouse, said, let's show them who we are. That's when it hit me, a plan so wild, so undeniable, they'd choke on their words. I spent $1,000 that night, draining my savings. I hired a drone crew from a local tech collective, their office smelling of solder and coffee. My loft became a war room, screens glowed, drone flight paths mapped, my eyes stinging from sleepless hours. Nova, my AI artist partner, sent me her latest work, a holographic masterpiece. We'd unveil it, in a way they'd never forget. I booked a rooftop across from the party venue, the same Austin skyline as witness. The drone's hum felt like my heartbeat. Every step was deliberate. I posted a cryptic Instagram story, "Tomorrow, you'll see the truth." My fingers hovered over the send button, sweat beading on my brow. I wasn't just fighting for me, it was for Nova, for every time they called her a lie. My chest ached, but I felt alive. They thought they'd broken me. They were wrong. What happened next would turn their world upside down. My phone buzzed like a wasp nest as I sat up on the rooftop. Sienna's texts flooded in, "Sebastian, stop this tantrum. You're embarrassing us." Kale's voicemail hissed, "Get back here, or you're cut off." No apologies, just demands. Jackson FaceTimed, smirking, "What's this truth? Another VR fantasy?" Their entitlement made my stomach churn, the humid Austin night sticking to my skin. I ignored them, my hands steadying a drone controller, its faint hum calming my racing heart. Nova's voice crackled through my earpiece, "We're almost ready." I nodded, sweat dripping, the city's glow my only witness. More texts pinged, "Sienna, you're ruining the party." "Kale, this is why we don't take you seriously." My throat tightened, their words echoing years of doubt. I sent one reply, "Watch the sky." My restraint wasn't weakness, it was power. Across the street, their rooftop glowed, oblivious to what was coming. I checked the drone feeds, screens flickering in the dark, my breath shallow. Every buzz, every message, felt like a countdown. Jackson posted a TikTok, captioned, "Seb's meltdown LOL, racking up views." My jaw clenched, but I stayed focused. The air felt electric, like a storm about to break. I wasn't just fighting their lies, I was rewriting my story. They thought they'd buried me. They had no idea what was coming. The drones were ready, and so was I. You won't believe what happened next. The rooftop was silent, Austin's skyline pulsing below. I pressed the controller, and drones swarmed, their hum like a war cry. A holographic Nova shimmered into view, 10 feet tall, her AI art swirling in vibrant blues and golds. Her voice boomed via AR display, "I'm Nova, Sebastian's partner, and this is for him." She unveiled her latest viral piece, dedicated to me, streaming live to thousands. The crowd across the street gasped, plates clattering. Sienna's glass shattered on the floor, her face ash white. Kale stammered, "That's impossible." Influencers live streamed, TikToks tagged #Sebastian Vindicated exploded. Nova, the reclusive AI artist, was real, globally celebrated, private by choice. My heart thudded, not with vengeance, but pride. I said nothing, letting the hologram speak. Family members cheered, cousins hugged me, their whispers now praise. Jackson's smirk vanished, his phone frozen mid-post. The betrayal, those invisible jabs, dissolved in the neon glow. My phone buzzed with clients' messages, "You're with her?" Sienna tried to speak, but the crowd drowned her out, eyes locked on Nova's art. Kale's face burned red, his authority crumbling. The drones danced, painting the sky with light, and for the first time, I felt seen. They'd mock me, but I'd rewritten the story. What happened next sealed their fate. The drones faded, but the fallout lingered. Sienna and Kale sent half-hearted texts, "We didn't mean it, Seb." Too late. Family group chats buzzed, aunts and cousins calling their mockery toxic. Jackson's startup tanked, investors bailed after his TikTok taunts resurfaced. I didn't gloat, my heart was too heavy for that. Dawn broke over Austin, the pink sky soft, birds chirping outside my loft. I sipped coffee, its warmth grounding me, and felt something new, peace. Their cruelty had cracked me, but I rebuilt stronger. Nova's hand in mine, her quiet strength, reminded me I wasn't alone. I learned a hard truth, your worth isn't their verdict. In America, we rise by proving doubters wrong, not begging for their approval. I'd spent years chasing Sienna and Kale's respect, but I didn't need it. My VR designs thrived, clients called, and Nova's art lit up my world. The pain still stung, but it fueled me. I'd never let anyone define me again. What came next changed everything. I stand with Nova on a rooftop, Austin's skyline twinkling, her perfume mixing with the cool dawn breeze. My heart's whole again, scars and all. They tore me down, but I built something unstoppable. The lesson? When they doubt you, build something they can't ignore. In America, that's how we rise. Has your family ever crushed your spirit? How'd you fight back? Comment below, I read every one. Subscribe for more stories of breaking free. This is Sebastian, signing off, stronger than ever.